So I want to tell y'all about one of my long-term tenants that I had for a little under a year. Her name was Kim. So I was going to one of my properties to do a clean. At the time, I was literally the only one doing everything for all of my properties. I had no help. So I had stopped by Dollar General to get um, what do you call it? Drip pans for your stove. I also have a short on it on my YouTube, but I had stopped at Dollar General to get some drip pans for one of my properties, one of my short-term properties at the time, and just so happened Kim was there. She was working the register, and she was doing a lot of talking. She was doing a lot of talking, and in the midst of her talking, she had said something was going on with her landlord, and she was staying in a camper and this and that, and I just heard her, and I just kind of just locked it in the back of my head. So I finished my transaction and I left. When I got home, for some reason, I just kept thinking about Kim. I'm like, oh, rewind. At the time, I have a house for sale. So the house is literally just sitting. For that particular city, I couldn't do Airbnb, and I really just wanted to sell the property. So anyway, I go about my day. I get home, and I'm just thinking about this lady at Dollar General named Kim, and I'm like, man, boom, light bulb click. I'm like, okay, I can potentially get Kim in this property until it sells. And when it sells, it's just she gotta go. But of course, I would let her know that in advance. So I went back to the Dollar General maybe the next week, and Kim was up there again. Um, and we spoke, and I told her what I had going on. I explained to her. I said that I had a home for sale, and it could be sold at any time. But if she wanted to stay there until it sold, I could work her out a deal. And our deal was $300 a week. Um, I paid all the utilities. I paid everything. She just paid me $300 a week. So that was a pretty good deal, considering all of the motels, hotels around for a week stay was 300 plus. That's why I kept it at 300. And it was a house, not an apartment, not a condo. It was a house. So Kim get there, and for the first 6 months it's going good, and I noticed that after the 6 months, the money started coming in slower and slower and slower. I'm trying to reach out to her, she not answering, and I'm just like, what in the world's going on? So I go to the house, I knock on the door, and she's messed up. I'll just say that. She had a particular elevation of choice, and she was way up. She didn't even know what was going on. And to come to find out, she had quit her job. And so I asked her, what was going on with the job? Was basically just trying to see what's going on, because I haven't been paid, and I'm still having to pay these utilities and everything else, and I'm not getting no money. So she tells me she left on faith, and so she left on faith, meaning she just left without no backup job, no nothing. So when she tells me that, something click in my head like, okay, the house ain't sold. I've only had two showings while she's been there. Um, Let me figure out what I need to do to get her out ASAP. So that's what I did. I gave her 60 days to get out. And she literally, on the day that she was leaving, she sprayed down the house and said how much it was a blessing to her and this and that and that and that. And you know, I figured we was on the same page. She didn't pay me for like the last 3 months, and I was getting paid every week by her prior to that. So I was just at this point ready for her to get out. You know, she wasn't communicating properly, so I just had to play my role and play a certain type of role and stay positive until she was out. And if I wanted to tell her something after that, I just, you know, that's what would have happened, but I didn't. So anyway, her moving day come, and you know, she's literally getting everything out. And I noticed that she leaves her sheets and covers on the bed. Oh yeah, rewind. The house was fully furnished because it had actually been on Airbnb before, and I was trying to sell it with everything in it just to get it sold. So literally all of my furniture was still in the property, everything, my dishes, everything, TV, couches, everything. Um, so anyway, when she get all of her stuff out of the property, I noticed that the sheets and the covers are still on the bed. So I pulled the cover and the sheet up, and out of spite, I guess, there was a huge turd on the sheets under the cover. Um, so yeah, I had to clean up shit. I was so pissed off about it. I called her. I'm like, Miss Kim, what's going on? You know, and she tells me it's a medical condition, but in the background, I hear her laugh. So yeah, that was the story with Miss Kim, and be careful who you rent to.